Hi everyone. In my last video I showed you how to do a God's eye. Today we're going to progress onto a mandala. So I'll show you the basic shapes that you would require to make a mandala. Now for this one here I used embroidery thread, but I'm going to, for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you how to do it with thicker thread or rope if you want to, just so that it's more visible on camera. So just to recap on your God's eye, you've 2 sticks, you get your piece of thread, you find your midpoint, wrap this around 3 times on the stick. You don't even need to glue it down. Then turn 3 times, turn your sticks into a right angle or into a cross, and then go the opposite way. Go across midpoint, 1, 2, 3. At this stage now, if they don't look as if they're lined up properly, you can start visibly looking and seeing if they're even on each side. So if you remember the God's eye, you go over, cross to the next one, under it, across to the next stick, under, keep twisting it, depending on whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you keep twisting round. So over the next stick, under, then turn it and go on to the next one, over, under, turn, over, under, turn, over, under. Now for your God's eye, or for the mandala, you're going to just do a little bit of this. So you'll do a small square of this. I'll just do this quickly. So over, under, cross to the next stick, over, under, cross to the next one, over, under, over, under, over, under, and there you go. That's a nice little square there. We'll even it up, that they're all evenly matched. Now, so there's your God's eye. Your God's eye is complete at that stage. Because this is a very thick rope, if this was thin, I'd be doing a double knot and then cutting, snipping the bit at the end here. But because it's thicker rope that I'm using, I'm just going to glue down the end and then cut it off. Be careful with a hot glue gun that it doesn't burn your fingers, because it has a tendency to burn your fingers. So you're making a small God's eye in the middle of your sticks. Now, here's the tricky bit. You make another God's eye on another 2 pieces of stick. So I'm going with contrast colours here. Now, what I do, you don't have to do this, but I find that it steadies it up a lot better to be able to work with it. I put a bit of glue in the middle, and then I glue this down that it's going crossways, so there's an equal amount between all your sticks. And if you'll see, you end up with 8 sticks. So you have 8 sticks. I'm just going to let that dry while I get my next piece of twine. So I'm going to use a contrast colour so you have an idea of what I'm doing. There's different ways of doing this. If you look from this one here, we did the God's eye in the middle. The God's eye on the other one is behind, and then I joined up all of the sticks together in a kind of, what's that shape? Is it an octagon? I joined it up in an octagon then after that. So I get my twine. With this one, it's a thinner one. I'm just going to turn it over, and it doesn't matter which stick I start on. I'm going to do a double knot here. And this is exactly like your initial God's eye, but what you're actually doing, so you're going over the next one, under, you're incorporating all the 8 sticks. So with your God's eye, you only had 4 sticks, but with this, with the octagon shape, you're doing exactly the same thing as you would with the God's eye, except you're going over all 8 sticks. So now you're securing both of those God's eyes together. So over, under, to the next stick, over, under, to the next stick, over, under, to the next stick, over, under. In some cases, you might do a star here, but I'm going to show you how to do a star now in a second. I just find this secures it a lot better. So you get to this stage, over, under to the next, over, under, over, under. Now you can go as whatever amount you think looks nice. So you can do a wide band there, or you can do a thin band. I think I have plenty done at this stage now. So I'm going to again cut it off, tie a double knot around here to secure it, or you could glue it down if you wanted to. This is a thinner twine, so I'm just going to secure it down with the double knot. So now you see we have our shape starting to take place. You have your God's eye, and then they're all secured together by the next colour thread. So now the main shape, which you may not see readily, but the main shape after the midpoint, when you join them all together, it's all squares. They're all squares twisted as you go along. So they're all squares behind that. So I'm going to show you now how to do a square. So I'm going to get the blue colour now this time. And generally where I finish off with one thread, I move on to another stick then to start the next bit. So I'm going to glue this down because it's a thick rope. Glue it down here. Now here's where the fun begins. So to get a square, you go, rather than go on to the next stick, you go under that and move. So you miss one and get the next one, go over, under, miss one, go to the next stick, over, under, miss the next one, go to the next. So every second stitch you're going, or every second stick you're going around. So this will turn out to be a square. So every second stitch you're going over, under and around. Every second square, you can see that there. So again, you can make that as big as small as you want. So that is your square, and I have one done here. So this is the first God's eye, the second God's eye, then the third colour secures them all together. The next one makes a square. So every second, if you look at the back, every second stick is taken up. So now if you want to do a mandala like this, you then do another square starting with another with the stick that you haven't used in the last time. So you start here, go to here, go to here, and then go to here, and that will create another square. And all your threads are underneath your work, so you'll always go underneath. But now I'm going to show you how to do the star shape after the square. So once you learn these two, you can use any amount of squares, stars, combine them all together, and whatever mixture you come up with yourself will actually create the mandala for you if you contrast the colours as you go along. So I tie this one on. And what I do now, so this is different. So with your square, you were doing every second stick. With this one, what you're doing is you are going missing two sticks. So you'll go under two and then around the third one. Under two and around the third one. Under two and around the third one. Under two, around the third one. Keep going at that. Under two, around the third one. Under two, around the third one. Under two, around the third one. And you'll see now that I've actually got one loop around all 8 sticks. So you keep going at that. Under two, around the third one. Under two, around the third one. Two, around the third one. under 2, and you can already see the star shape starting to unfold. Under 2, and the next one, under 2, around the next one. It can get a bit confusing. Under 2, around the next one, under 2, around the next one, under 2, around the next one, under 2, around the next one. So now you can see all the points of your star starting to take shape. Under 2, around the next one, under 2, around the next one, and keep going until the star is as big or small as you want it to be. So that is how you do a star, and I've shown you how you do a square. So if you look at the finished product, you have a God's eye, the second God's eye, then we combined the whole lot of them around to secure all the sticks together. Then I made a blue square, then I did an orange star. Then after the orange star, if you'll see here, I did a square underneath it. So I secured it to here, I skipped a stick, went to here. So this is a square. Then I secured all of them together again, just to incorporate the third color again. And this one here is a square, a blue square after the green. I did a blue square, and to finish off the whole mandala, I did a star, an orange star again. So that is the rudiments of how to make a mandala. And if you master your God's eye, your square, and your star, you can do any combination of things after that. Here's one I made with rope, and again you can see a God's eye, secure them all together. Then I did a star underneath that, and with this square I did the square on top, and then I did a star with the contrast color around that. So that's one. Here's another one. If you look, it's a square, the God's eye is behind it, secure them all together, did a red star, a yellow square, a red square, then combined the whole lot of them together with the third colour, and then did a star, a red star on the outside. And here's another one, which is a little bit more advanced because you're weaving it through your colours. But you might get to that. Once you're hooked on these, you won't stop doing them. These are ones I've been doing in the last 2 days. So again, you see the original one I showed you was the God's eye, but I did different colours in the God's eye originally. Then I combined a whole load of stars here in different colours, combined them all together, and all of these little bits you see here are all squares. And then I just went round and round and round and incorporated all the sticks. So you can have fun, any type of colours, colour combinations. Every one of them turns out differently, and every one of them are beautiful. So happy working at your mandala.